For all you guys that know me, IRL, I absolutely love the Total War games. I find them absolutely amazing, really intriguing, just really fun to play. You guys may not find these types of games fun, however, you may love watching macro and micromanaging. You may love seeing the big battles that can happen in this game, or you just may find my content interesting. It doesn't matter to me. But anyways, thank you guys for checking out the last video that I did on City Skylines. Thank you for the views, as well as the comments you guys left. I'll probably do a video on that a couple weeks down the road after I get a little bit more familiar with it. But anyways, we're playing Rome 2 today. I started a brand new campaign just for you guys, just to kind of check it out, see what you're dealing with. First off, I'm on normal difficulty, so it's not going to be super easy, and it's not going to be super hard either. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to start upgrading buildings. That way we can start getting our research rates up, as well as getting ready to conquer all of Rome and the surrounding territories. This game is absolutely fun. This is probably my most favorite games that I've played from the Total War series, because they're just absolutely phenomenal. It can be kind of tedious at times, especially if you're playing, if you're new to it, because you don't really understand anything, which is fine. That's not a bad thing. However, I just kind of just really love the game. So I've got this army starting to build forces here, and I'm going to start building forces down here with Legio 1 Italica, I don't know. So we'll just raise some more forces here. And we can't do too much, so I guess we'll just hit intern here. I clicked on it. Why are you not researching? Oh, there we are. Just click intern, and where we haven't discovered any other people besides like Carthage, it's just gonna kind of zoom through. The really cool thing about this is the people that are around you or other kingdoms you've run into contact with, it'll show you what they're doing on the map, which can be really helpful, kind of interesting to see who's feuding, who isn't, that sort of thing. Let's see here. I got a pretty decent sized army right here, so I'll go up here and take the Etruscan League, start taking them on. And as you can see, they have no forces in their city. So, or they do, but they're very minimal. So, with this one, where I have a really good chance of winning, I'll just hit auto-resolve. You'll see I'll have 96% of my forces left. Pretty much untouched. And we'll go ahead and hit occupy. The general's got to increase in rank, so what we'll do is we'll go over here. We'll give him strategist. Let's see here. Expand city. We don't have enough to expand any of the cities yet, but that's quite alright. We're gonna go ahead and start moving him down here to take Arminium. And how much gold do I have? I'm gonna bid. I'll recruit some more forces here. And what can we do upgrade-wise? Okay. Go ahead and hit turn there. The one great thing about this game was they gave you so many different options starting out with, especially if you got the, I believe it's the Imperium edition, which you can play as any faction in the game starting out with its own campaign, which is absolutely phenomenal. That makes the game 20 times more in depth when you can play as. You could go over here and play as Carthage or Athens, Sparta, Syracuse, Massilia, and even still, there's even more different factions and such throughout the whole map. But we'll go ahead and exit out of that, and let's go ahead and start upgrading. We'll do that there. So we get our war camps upgrading, and technology. We're going to go ahead and research land management. The next turn, that army will take Arminium, and the second legion right here. What do they have here? We have the same sized army, but from what I remember, Syracuse has a little bit better troops. No, they have a little bit worse troops starting off. But I don't want to take that chance if I can't beat them. So I'll go ahead and recruit just a few more units to have. And we'll go ahead and end turn. And this is one thing about the game, when it starts out at first, it's really just, I'm going to recruit a few units for this army, and then maybe the one up north, and I might upgrade a building or two, and the turns take 5 minutes. However, down the road, whenever you start capturing more and more cities, the loading for the intern sequence is absolutely ridiculous, because you've probably got 20 factions that you run into at any given time, and they're all doing something. And it says here we have no good chance of winning because they have their garrison army, their garrison fleet, and another army that has been trained. So we'll go ahead and we'll break siege. Here we'll start. I don't want to raise forces, I just want to recruit some. Oh yeah, I can't do that unless I'm... Alright, makes sense. Well, we'll go ahead and start building a second army. And I'm not going to spend any money on a general. So I'll use one of the freebies we've got here. Actually, let me see. I chose the Cornelia party. They're the green. Okay. So what you want to do, laying out the groundwork, whenever you have a general, or whenever you need a new general, is you typically want to choose one that's of your your house. So, and you look over here, it shows him as green. He is House Cornelia, and then you have this like orange looking color, and then you've got blue, and you've got this like grayish looking one. And you can click over here and look at the summary, and you can see that there's the House of Papirium, you've got the House of Junia, the House of Julia, and then the House of Cornelia. And we're all about trying to get our influence up, the amount of seats that we have in the Senate. That way we can control the Roman Empire and where it's going. But that being said, I'm going to go ahead and recruit him. I'll raise an army here, put him on horseback, and we'll recruit some units for him, just so we can send him down there to support Legio 2. And let's see here. We've got more units here. Can we send them across the land bridge? We can. I'll go ahead and leave them sitting right there. And we'll hit intern. You see there how he had units that were reinforcing him, as well as, or he had his garrison army and the army that was trying to attack me. Garrison armies can be really effective to use whenever you've encountered a bigger army than yourself. Because my base army is bigger than his. It's, I think, 1.5 times the size. Which means that, you know, I would more than likely win the battle if he didn't have that garrison army. However, the garrison army is best suited for defense. So what I'll do is let's see here. We've got growth. Okay. So we're working on what I was just doing there was upgrading the cities, getting them to where we can start building more food production buildings, as well as commerce buildings that will give us gold, to put it simply. And I went ahead and hit intern there. And on this next turn after this playthrough, I'll go ahead and start trying to ally myself with some people. That way, I'm not trying to fight a war on 4 different fronts. Click Villa there, that way we'll start producing more food. And you'll see here, he's trying to just come down to Neapolis and kind of just cut me off. Which isn't going to happen. I've got my biggest army right here. And I'm going to go ahead and move this army into Neapolis as the garrison army, as well as the forces that are already inside the city. So if he does try to attack, he's not going to get anywhere, and he's not going to be able to move back from here all the way down to Brundisium, and he's not going to be able to attack Rome. All he could do is go back to Arminium or attack Neapolis. So we've cut him off there. And we're going to go ahead, let's recruit some more units for this. Yeah, I'll do auxiliary infantry because I have 50% off choosing the House of Cornelia for their upkeep cost. So you can see here everything else is like 88, 59, 78. They're 43 gold, which you can see if I go over here, you see how this one's 88. I click on, where are they at? Oh, did I click off of them? Here we go. As you can see here, oh yeah, let me show you. But we'll go ahead and recruit some auxiliary infantry. They're not bad infantry starting out, and I have 50% off of their upkeep cost, which is absolutely fantastic starting out. Carthage declares war. Okay. I don't know what they wanted me to do with that. They've got 2 islands, I think. Yes, I know there's a food shortage. Go ahead and move them back into the city because I don't plan on taking Syracuse. I'll actually probably make them an ally. And I'll create a villa here to start producing more food. That way we're not running into this food shortage, as well as getting building enough food surplus to help take out the Etruscans in the north. So as far as allies, I'm going to initiate diplomacy with Syracuse. We already have a non-aggression pact with them. And we're already trading with them, so... And let's add something. I'll pay you... I'll give you 100 gold. How does that sound? Low? How about 300? No? Okay. I want to be friends with you anyways. What about Sparta? They're allied with Athens. They'll be great allies in the future. We'll wait till we get a little bit more conquering under our belt before we do any diplomacy. Usually I play on easy just to have the thrill of kind of going through it, but now that I'm playing on normal, it's a little bit more difficult for diplomacy and such, which isn't going to be too much of a factor. I'm going to go ahead and move our armies up through here. And while we're at it, I'll recruit more infantry for them to have. Let's see if we can take Arminium from them. They're trying to come down through here and take Beltheria from me. They sent their champions of Uni, which I have a bigger army. They're a little bit more experienced though. But I don't believe they have any troops in Arminium besides the garrison army and garrison fleet here. Let's see. If I try and auto-resolve it, I would lose a good bit of my troops. I'll auto-resolve it. I didn't trust myself with that offense at all, or that offensive campaign. So we've taken that from them. The generals increased in rank. We now have this city, and we now control the whole province of Italia. I don't need 2 camps, So I'm going to go ahead and dismantle that one. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and upgrade that. That way our economy starts building. What's more than likely going to happen is he's going to send this Champions of Unii back down here and leave this his lone general here, which I can take out. This army probably won't be able to hold against him, but this army will be able to take out whatever's left over after this battle that happens. So I've pretty much just sandwiched him. Oh, I forgot I have to enact an edict in the territories. Romanization. For this, let's go ahead. Commercial stimulation. Perfect. Go ahead and... Oh yeah, I forget this general has... I want the actual general. Forgot he has a upgrade as well. There we are. Let's hit intern here. And I'm making this video just to kind of show you guys the early campaign of Rome 2. If I will probably upload a video of some big battles that I encounter on this playthrough for you guys, besides just doing a whole playthrough, unless that's what you guys want. I won't really know that until you leave me comments. Let me know what you want to see from this Rome playthrough, if anything at all. But feel free to let me know in the comments. So like I said, he's down here trying to take back the city we just took from him. Which we have our army there. We have the garrison army, and then we have the garrison fleet, which they're all a little bit low on health, which will be fine. We'll be able to take out at least some of his units. I'm going to fight this one on the battlefield because I'm a little bit better at defenses when it comes to cities versus offensives. This game kind of makes it difficult to do offensives for cities, if that makes sense. You have to learn, you have to have the right units, and you have to do a lot of micromanaging with the units to make sure this unit's here, this unit's there. With just the defense, you have to be waiting for the enemy. And what's really cool about the loading screens on Rome 2 is it'll show you the area that the enemies can come from, and then it shows the areas that you can come from. And you see here I have the battle deployment screen. I've got all my units in the middle of the city. And we don't have any walls, but we can use these buildings to our advantage. You see here they've got one unit of cavalry, they've got a lot of spearmen, they've got their general unit, and they've got two skirmishers, which are pretty much their archery units. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set all the troops somewhere back and through here. I'll set the levies there as kind of a distraction for them. And then what I'm going to do is put those units there and have my general unit waiting back behind here, behind this building. Okay. With these units, the two groups of levies I have out here, I'm gonna go ahead and have them start heading towards the flat. Ooh. I'll have them just pull right here. I'm gonna head start battle. Let's see here. Let's speed it up a little bit so that they start approaching us. And what I'm gonna do is have these archer units take out their cavalry first. So we'll have them run up. We took out their cavalry unit, now their cavalry's flanking us. However, I'm bringing all of my units to come around and try and break his general unit, which will leave all of his forces a little bit, I wouldn't say completely demoralized, but at least leave them a little demoralized for the next battle. If I could take out his general unit, that would be optimal. That would make all of his units here really demoralized, might make some of them leave the battlefield. And it looks here that I'm going to completely destroy this general unit. Yeah, he's done for. Make sure you kill them off. We don't want his general surviving. Yes, we completely killed off his general unit. Like I said, we definitely weren't going to win this fight. However, we've demoralized them. You can see here, they're in melee, they're eager, their general's dead, they know they're going to win this fight, but they aren't going to win against the army that I throw at them afterwards. And the best thing I can do now is just send in all my units and kind of suicide them. Yes, I lost an army with a general. However, in the bigger scope of it, I'm going to absolutely destroy them when it comes down to the next battle between our armies. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up. Hopefully I can get a decent amount of kills in before the battle's completely over. Decisive defeat. Let's go ahead and end battle. I deployed 432 and I lost 200. They deployed 1260 and lost 148. Looking at this, I did fairly well. I killed 50 less of their men than they did mine, and they had 3 times as many troops. And I also took out their general unit. And as you can see here, their cavalry is completely done for the next battle. All they have is spearmen, along with their equivalent of their skirmishers, otherwise known as levies. And I'm sure there'll be someone that'll be like, Seth, you could have played that a lot better. Why didn't you? Well, I played it the way that I thought was best. I mean, I didn't really have a choice. I need to take these territories from the Etruscans, and they have a decent sized fighting force. They have a few less cities than I do, which is perfectly fine. I'm gonna take them from them soon, anyways. But this is their main army, and I've demoralized them. I brought them down from 1,260 troops to around 1,100 troops. And they have no cavalry. All they have is spearmen. Their spearmen are going to be ineffective when it comes down to taking on my Hastatis. So what I'll do now, I have this general up here left. I'll go ahead and send him to the border and start buffing up his army. Let's see here, we got a lot of Hastati. We got a few velites and levies. I get some auxiliary infantry in here. Counteract his spearmen. So I have almost a full army here. See, I can't do anything else. I'll go ahead and recruit some more units. See, auxiliary infantry. Let's go ahead and recruit some more Hastati. I've got almost a full army. I'll click intern. Run through everything. The Etruscan League, they're trying to come back around and I guess they'll try and take this province or this city from me. And let's see what kind of damage we can do to him down here. Yeah, you see we have a lot bigger of an army than he does. He had to promote one of the units to the general rank. He doesn't have a fleet. He's got a lot of spearmen, a mob, and some slingers. Let's see, this will be the first battle I do, so I'll go ahead and assault them. Kind of show you guys a decent sized battle. Effects, okay. Current weather dry. Let's go ahead and start the deployment. See, we don't have any walls to worry about here. So all we have to worry about is urban fighting, which they'll probably try and use some of these buildings to their advantage. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to push from this side. So what I'll do, I like following the old Roman way of setting the units, which is pretty much in a line, just like so. Then I've got my spearmen here, and then I'll have those units behind them, and then I'll have my general posted right behind. Let's go ahead and hit start battle. So I can't see any of them. Now they're starting to pop up. He had his forces spread out, which would have made my attack easier. However, it's going to be fairly easy. Like I said, all he has is spearmen. He's got a mob, which are completely ineffective, and some Italian spearmen, so see here. I'm just going to start moving up the sort of archer units, the ranged units, as you'd say. Keep my general back here. And let's see here, group controls. So we created that group, and what we'll do with them is we'll just line them right behind the velites and the levies. I'll create another group selection for the spearmen, or the auxiliary infantry. And what you can see here is he's trying to get his cavalry to come around. So with these units, I'll start haggling his spearmen. They're just right out of as you can see, he's got a spearman approaching. But if I click here on one of my Hastati units and look, medium spear infantry active, they're a low threat. So his whole army is going to be absolutely ineffective against me. And now he's starting to move his skirmishers up, which they're experienced, but when it comes down to strength, or not strength, but amount of projectiles I can throw, I beat him by like 2 to 3, or 1 to 3, sorry. And as you can see here, they're finally starting to move up. They're starting to squad tactic us a little bit. Go ahead and take out the rest of his skirmishers there. He's trying to flank me with his cavalry. Trying to bring them back around to attack my velites. He's going to get this nice little boost into them, taking out some of them, but they're my levies. And now he's trying to outflank me again. So what I'll do is just move up these spearmen here. Got a nice little surprise attack behind me. However, I've got my general unit there, along with a unit of spearmen. So I have no need to worry. See, with his spearmen and my spearmen, his spearmen are better than my auxiliary infantry. However, let's see here, why aren't they firing? Fire at these guys. However, as far as this battle goes, there's no reason that I'm not going to win this unless I absolutely just tank it. And with this unit, let's move up this Hastati to flank them. See here, we've taken out his Italian cavalry. My general unit has suffered 2 casualties. See, when this Hastati I'm just gonna wrap him around like so, and just kind of launch into the back of them. Yeah, you see, we absolutely just broke this unit while doing that. He's got his troops clumped up here, which I don't understand why. And he's trying to use this building as a way to not get flanked. They're taking out my Velites and their general units over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the Spearman right over here. Now he's sending units to try and... Or no, his units are starting to flee. So once we break these Italian Spearmen here, I'm going to reposition this Hostati to push against this clumped group of troops he has right here. After I take out these Spearmen, of course. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and inspire the troops. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and wrap... No, not my general unit. Spearman unit right here. Now he's starting to send in his last group of spearmen. His skirmishers are breaking. I've lost a few units. Nowhere the amount he's lost, though. Let's see, I want these spearmen to line up like this. Just come around. There you go. This is the swinging door tactic. This tactic was used a lot by Julius Caesar, like when he was fighting the Gauls. He would have a group of units swing around and attack the flanks of the enemy. So you can see he would line up his units like I've done, and then wrap the units around, so that whenever it came down to it, that he was effectively diminishing their numbers. I mean, he would lose troops during, but he wouldn't lose the amount that the Gauls would. This is a man that defeated, I think it was 150,000 Gauls, with, I think, 30,000 men. Which, if you do the quick math on that, that's... Oh no, he's not gonna get away. Chase after him. So I've essentially broken all of their units. All of their units are fleeing. Their general's getting out. He's trying to have his Italian spearmen charge me to get that charge bonus, and he's sending his general back in to try and charge up my spears, which are my auxiliary infantry, which was an absolutely awful idea. I'm gonna wrap my general unit around now to attack the back of the general. That way I can kind of encircle him. These spearmen have broke. And now I've got them kind of positioned against my auxiliary infantry. And I'm just going to send my general in. I'm going to continue the battle to kind of defeat the rest of them. I really want to take out his general unit. because that will in turn give my general unit a lot more XP. And you see there, he just leveled up. They've got 8 units left in that group of cavalry. So we've taken the city. Send those units over there to conquer that. And it looks like my general unit finished off his general unit. And you get the nice little message up there that the enemy general is dead. Fantastic. The game won't end until all the enemy units have marched out of the map, which you can see here with this red boundary on the screen. As far as I can tell, they're all gone. Alright, I see something running over here. Oh yeah, this is their spearmen that are running. You can see a nice little line of them just taking off. I think those are the last units, if I'm not mistaken. We're taking the city center, which we don't really need to do. It's just, might as well do it. Go ahead and speed up this battle. Come on, finish off. All the enemy units should be off the battlefield by now. Ah, yeah, here's the last one. Ah, it's the slingers. Still not his last unit? Oh, he's got one. There's one spearman left out of that whole unit. Oh my goodness. He looks so sad. He's running with his head down. Are you okay? Said it was a close victory. I deployed almost 2,000. I lost 600. He deployed 1,400 and lost 1,100. So I absolutely destroyed him. I didn't lose any units. He lost his best general, all of his cavalry units, spearmen. And it's going to be a nice XP boost for, I think this is Legio 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you can see up here, my generals got an increase in XP. These 2 Hastati units that killed the most, as well as that one. This levy somehow upgraded, and this auxiliary infantry somehow upgraded in XP as well. Oh, I did lie, I lost one group of Velites, but I mean, I was bound to lose at least one unit. He lost one to mission successful, Defender of Rome. I'll take that treasury bonus. Occupy. Ooh, traditions. I'll upgrade that for his next skill. 2 cunning. Yeah, I'll tactician there. So he's got this one lonely general unit. He still controls this over here. I think that's all he has left. So let's go ahead. I'll move my troops to port right there. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. It's probably going to be like an hour long. Thank you again for watching the channel. If you like the video, like it, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Hit that little notification bell. That way you get the notifications whenever I make a new video. Check me out on Instagram, Real Time Seth. Check me out on Twitter, Real Time Seth. And thank you again, guys.